Hello, this is Victor. I'm here with the second part of the painting tutorial of Zarbag, and now we are going to start working on all the highlights and finishing the work. So let's start first with the clothes. What is the main part now? I'm going to highlight the black with purple. So first I will use Nahar Night, and we are going to do a first highlight with Nahar Night. Okay, one that is in good condition. So we are going to use, so we are going to go with Nahar Night and touch each of these folds. Okay. So here the back is going to be more visible. You will see the Nahar Night at the beginning will not give a super strong highlight. Okay, and we are going to use Cheryl's Purple to do the next level of highlight. So how we are going to work is going to put them on a, we're going to use a wet palette in that case. We're going to put here in the wet palette. Need to buy, I think one of the things that we buy for Christmas is going to be a good wet palette. So if you have a suggestion for a wet palette, leave it in the comments below. We thin down the paints. We mix here in the middle. Now we are going to work. Okay, so we'll start with Nahar Night. We are going to apply this at the bottom. Okay. And now we are going to use a little bit of Cheryl's Purple to start adding color. Okay, we don't want to go too purple neither. Okay, I'm going to do the bottom of the clothes. We are going to do, for example, the hood. So the hood, I'm going to start with the most exposed part. Here we have like a strange fold. Okay, you can see we highlight first with Nahar Night. Now we'll take a little bit of Cheryl's Purple. second highlight. I will not add the yellow flames in my case. I prefer to keep it with this purple and everything black, as I wanted to go for a slightly different pattern than what we have in the any workshop official paint job. Should be using the wet palette more than what I use. Put a little more of moisture. Okay, I'm going to dodge this part here. Okay, so another option had been to paint everything with Nahar Night and then do a wash with Noon Oil, but then it's not as dark as it is now, and I wanted to go for a darker purple color. We're going to do even a higher highlight, but now what I'm working is just with Nahar Night and Shadows Purple, applying a mixture, sometimes 50-50 and sometimes just one of the two. When it's very dark, so normally it starts always with Nahar Night. I apply this quite widely, and then I go with Shadows Purple and I make the highlight. I add more purple into the highlight. I'm going to do this part here. Okay. Now I'm going to add another purple. I'm going to add Gene Steeler purple to the mixture. Okay, so I take some, I put it next to Shadows Purple in my wet palette, so in that way I can also mix them. And I will not go lighter than that. Okay, so I will put some water as well, mix a little bit. Now with the Gene Steeler purple, now first I use it mix 50% with Shadows Purple and quite thin. We are going to start doing some additional accents, okay? And it's up to the taste of everybody how evident you want the purple to be. I like to do it here to frame the hood. Okay, I like to frame the face and the hood. And then, for example, you can add it here. Okay, and then with Shadows Purple with Smooth. There's a little bit of, I always like to do like a little bit of white blending or blending dial in the miniature. I think it's easier and you can have very nice results and nice transitions. Okay, let's do this part here. we do use. Again, you can see now that the purple is starting to be more visible. So this is a way to add purple without being a pure purple cloth. Okay, so I will use here this one. I wanted to add a little bit more, and then you want to add like a reflection here. We're going to do something like that. Okay. Okay, so now what I will do is I will put the camera in fast track and you will see how I paint the clothes. I will try to zoom in a little bit more and do it in fast track. Okay, this is how the cloth looks like now that we have applied the highlights in purple, and we are going to now highlight other parts. So let's go for the small bags, and for the small bags I'm going to highlight them with scrap brown. So these ones are quite straightforward. Try to go with very thin layers. Highlight, this is really a nice miniature to paint. I am really enjoying painting these goblins. Also painting the other ones at the same time. And I will do another tutorial for this quick. Okay. See, here we just want and then pop up a little bit more. I'm going to now work on the wooden stuff. So I'm going to use, we'll need to use again a mixture of color. Okay, remember that was the violet bark, but we use the base color, so I'm going to use the violet bark. Come back with my white palette. I will use the violet bark with mixed with Baneblade. Baneblade is not called anymore, Baneblade, sorry. What is called? I need to check now the name. Because they changed the name so many times on these paints that I'm still mixing the names. Yeah, it's Baneblade brown. Okay, so we are going to do a mix 50-50 more or less. And we are going to do paint making like straight lines. Not straight lines, but doing something like that. Okay. See, I'm doing just some lines and highlights to make the wooden stuff look more, yeah, not flat, not just a brown flat color. Okay, add some color variety. Something like that is good enough. Let's work on the bones now and on the mushrooms that are on the pot, in the pot. Okay. So on the bones I'm going to use Zarbag and bone together with some pallid witch flesh. Okay, first I will apply palette width flash. Sorry. Now with this battybone, I will smooth. Remember the shades we had applied a wash of agave air shade. These ones I'm going to apply it like that. Now with those battybone. To do this one like that. And I'm going to apply it as well here on the bone he has at the extreme of the hood. Okay. Okay. Let's go now to the mushrooms. The mushroom, remember, was Bentley brown with a wash of agave air shade. So now we are going to use again Bentley brown together with racar flesh. Okay. This wants to leak out. To mix a little bit this racar flesh. I will go for another racar flesh. So I'm going to use no racar flesh. I just add a little bit more of water into the pot, this way I stop it. Okay. With Bentley brown. Another mushroom. And we have the other side. Okay, so here we have and now I'm going to take racar flesh. This type of grains. We're going to do as well. Okay. Okay. I need to do the dirtiness on the pot, but I will do this at the end because I will use some powders to do the smoke or the burn of from putting this on the fire. So now we have this painted, okay, looking good. The only thing here, I will add a little bit of just very localized air shade. Because I realize that the shade is not where I want it. Okay, so just that. That's enough, very little. And we are going to paint now the metal of this type of blade that he has on the. And I'm going to use iron breaker. And what I'm going to do first is to follow the edges and the scope like this, and then the edge of here, this edge here, okay, and here. This, okay, here we have this done. I will not highlight it more, I just want to give, now what we can do to give, because normally metal has scratches. What I'm going to do is to add very thin scratches like that. Okay, and I will do the other side. Okay, here we are. So now we are going to do the glowing of the mushrooms, and to do that I will take now the color lilac and I will put it in my wet palette next to the little purples we used before. Okay. Okay, I put some color lilac on my wet palette. And we are going to apply, what I want to imagine is that where we have the spores is where we have the most glowing, right? This is the bottom of the mushroom. So we'll apply this, the color lilac at the bottom of each mushroom. Okay, and as well. Okay. First we are going to apply this at the bottom of each mushroom and on the, I don't know how it's called, this, the leg of the mushroom. Likely we'll need to use even white for what I want to do here. But first I start like that. And later on we will clean up with the what was called the color we use was Demonet Height. This was the okay, and now I'm going to use very thin Gene Stealer purple, and I will apply this at the base, around the base of the mushroom. Okay, and this is really optional because here I'm really experimenting also myself to see how this will look like, but I think if it's done well, can look quite interesting. It's going to get to mistake and take. But the important thing is that the paint is quite thin when you do that. So the gray is also slightly visible below. What I'm doing now is do we are going to touch now, make it like reflection, so this thing will touch the light. It will have slightly that. Here we need some of the okay, and we are going to add, for example, this. We'll add a little bit, very soft, subtle touches on other part, for example, on the base of the stuff. Can put slightly purple on the feet. Just use the Gene Stealer purple very thin. We are going to add a little bit more here. Now, to really make them to look more interesting, we will need to add a little bit of white on the mushroom. So we are going to take white and mix it with a little bit of the color lilac to give a purplish tint on the white. And we are going to apply this just in this point of the mushroom. Okay, you see that this is what is adding the effect. The source of light have to be brighter. Source of light have to be the brightest point when you want to do that effect. Want to add a little bit more of purple on the ground. I use now a darker purple, the color lilac. The parts where the just getting a little bit farther from the source of light. And this works better if the color against what you do the OSL is darker. If the other colors are lighter, it's not going to look as good. So what I mean is when you try to do OSL effects, always think against which color you do the OSL to have the best result. Okay, I'm going to play a little bit lighter color here in this part of the cloth. You see how it looks like now? Okay, so let's complete now the OSL on with the thing there, the moth. Okay, I have this one that is very thin. It's a very thin Baccarat blue, and we're going to apply this one. It has almost the consistency of a, but of course we cannot have the metal around this to be dark, right? So this is why I'm doing that now. And we're going to take a little bit of white and insist a little bit more in the middle. Now with Baccarat blue, very thin. This Baccarat blue I'm using is really thin. I'm going to normally if you see me that I paint from the pot is because I add water. I thin the paints directly in the pot. to add a little bit more here as well. These parts all have to be, this is metal, so we reflect light from every point. Okay, we are going to do something like that. Of course I was doing the opposite, so. And we can add a little bit of blue on the skin as well. Okay, you see the effect? Always try to go with very little and add, always go add more than what I mean is always start with a small touch and add later. If not, also keep adding. It's not, don't try to do it at once, because if you put too much, then it's difficult to correct. So it's always important to build up slowly. This one that is not that thin. Okay. We can make, this is going to be very subtle. We can add a little bit of blue. Here. On this cheek. And here. Okay, and we can add as well at the base of the hood. Okay, and because we put it here, we need to do also these parts there. This is the wing of this thing that will give some additional. But just as you highlight, right? Instead of this part being highlighted with purple, it's highlighted with blue. Okay. I don't like to be very heavy with the OSLs. I think this is more than enough. Okay. So I think now we have done. What I'm missing now is the top of the mushrooms are too flat. So I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to take now purple. I'm going to use Dutch violet and put this on the head of the mushrooms. If you want to go more with earthy color, you can use Agate Earthshade instead of Dolce Violet. And I think now it's looking good. So I wait that this dries and I come back. So what I have done is I have painted the rim now, and I'm going to apply a mixture of black soot and that brown that was dry mud at the base of the pot. Okay, I have the mixture prepared, and then you mix with water. You have the mixture with water, and you add here at the bottom, just very little. Okay, to give the sensation that this is. But I already did that once, and the video failed, so I'm repeating this just to show you. And one thing that is important, I take clean water and I just go next to smoothen the transition, okay, like that. I did the rim, normally it is the last part, and yeah, and now the miniature is done. So here we have how the miniature looks like. The other thing I did, and I missed to do it in the video, I take iron breaker and very carefully with the sideways of the brush I lit this shiny rim on the pot. And this is how it looks like. So let me zoom in and you can see a little bit better how it looks like. But this is the goblin, okay? I think the glowing mushrooms are looking good. And this from the other side. Okay, I think it's capturing well. It looks, the highlights look stronger in the camera, and the purple looks like, at least in the little screen, looks bluish than what is in reality. But yeah, the glowing, I'm quite happy how the glowing mushrooms are looking like. So that's all for this video. I hope you have enjoyed. I hope you find this video interesting, a little bit long, but I hope also interesting at the same time. So that's all for now. So another tutorial in the channel. I hope you have liked this tutorial as well. This was the choice for this month from the viewers. So when I did the poll at the beginning of the month, so the viewers have choose for this one, and this is the one I painted. So yeah, leave in the comments below, give a like if you can like. Leave in the comments below your opinion about the paint job. And as usual, thanks a lot for watching and see you again later. Bye.